What's up, Dragon Brood? Today, well, we're choosing violence, right? We're gonna be playing the mono red deck, which I know, mono red. Some people feel some kind of way about it. Some of you love it, and you want to play your games as fast as possible, which this deck can absolutely do on the ladder. And then there's others that just like hate getting burned out on turn 4, right? I get it, but it's a viable deck, and these generally tend to be cheap decks going into the new standards, especially because you probably already own a lot of the parts. So let's go take a look at what mono red aggro, particularly with artifacts, looks like going into the new standard. Alright, y'all know the drill. If you would like to support the channel, hit that join button down below, get some cool stuff, bonus features, and be able to get your stuff featured here on the channel. Speaking of, we're going to start doing streams again, and you will also get emotes and whatnot to use on live streams by being a member. Also, if you need to get supplies for your cards, check out shop.ultrapro.com/PowrDragn. Use promo code PowrDragn. You'll save 5%, and they'll give us 5% back here on the channel and keep us going. So that is much appreciated. Now, this deck, you can notice this deck list is very small because we're playing multiple copies of every single card in here. So yeah, it's a clean, simple deck list. But the biggest reason is when you're playing a deck like this, you need to be very tight and you need to be very consistent. Right? We don't have room to waste damage. We don't have time to miss draws. Like, you're playing all in on your goal. And if you miss, you're out. That's kind of how these decks are built. So with that in mind, we're starting with Goldhound. Now, Goldhound is a particularly good card in this deck because it does multiple things, right? It gives you early mana if you need it, so you don't miss something on 3 or 4, which can let you double spell, which could be pretty big. It also has Menace, which is great because we have some stuff that makes it a difference to get through with that extra damage. It also has First Strike, which I think people forget about. So there's a lot going on with this little 1 mana card. It can be mana, it can be just a hard to block creature, and then it could be, in some cases, a good defender. So it's really, really good. And it's good 1-drop play. Of course, we're playing 4 Commando Faces Kakazan because if you're playing aggro and playing red, this is one of the best cards you could be playing. We're playing a full set of Rabbit Batteries. And I debated this for a second, but I figured, nope, this is what we want. It's a haste creature. It pumps things. It can keep stuff alive after a meat hook or whatever. Well, keep itself alive after a meat hook or whatever. So big fans of this card. We're playing 4 Reinforced Ronin, and this will make more sense in a second, but it is an artifact and it's a haste creature. Voltage Surge because we have infinite artifacts. By the way, one thing I want to point out is Voltage Surge is the last 1 mana card in the list, which means we're not playing Play with Fire. And this is something I really put some thought into what I wanted, but the reality is we get more damage out of playing the other removal we're playing, so it makes sense. Now, we can't go upstairs with it, which is a problem because we can't, try to finish the opponent off. But we do have a lot of haste creatures that we can draw that are like pseudo damage in the right scenarios. Then we're playing Antagonize. This is something I rocked in a similar list to this, oh boy, way back at the beginning of New Capenna season, I think. And this card is actually really, really cool. Like, it could be a big defender. It can be a big attacker. It can just be a finisher, right? Like, this card does a lot of things. And it's very cheap for 2 mana, and it's hard for your opponent to plan around it, which is nice. The other removal card we're playing here is Compi's Flayer. 3 damage, but we also, in a lot of cases, will be getting to deal 2 additional damage to the opponent, so we love that. Lizard Blades. This card's really good. It's an enchantment or an artifact, so fits perfectly with what we're doing, but also gives anything double strike. And if you have something with double strike with Antagonize, that usually ends the game. So we like that combination of stuff. Then we have 4 Patchwork Automaton, and I believe this list has like 17 total artifacts or something. So there's quite a few in here, because you're talking about we have 2 Goldhounds, 4 Rabbit Batteries, 4 Reinforced Ronin, 3 Lizard Blades, and 4 Patchwork Automaton. So yeah, lots of options to grow this card. It's going to be very rare that you're going to get this in play and not grow it at least every other turn. And then we have 2 Chandra Dressed to Kill. The cool thing I like about this is Chandra can let us get to ultimate. Not often, but it will happen every once in a while. But being able to dig deeper to find a haste creature to help finish the opponent off is great. But honestly, even if you're just in a slower game, just that extra pinging for 1 every turn on top of doing other stuff is great. And this deck actually has ways to utilize that 1 mana because we have those artifact creature equipment things, right? So that allows us to attack, maybe move a card around if we need to. Maybe we want to attack with a creature and then stick it on something to protect it. Having that extra bit of mana from Chandra is really going to go a long way in this list. And then, of course, because we're playing an aggro deck and we're playing red, we're playing 3 copies of Thundering Raiju. We're not going crazy on our mana. We're going to be very mana light. So this is one of the reasons we're not just going to go in and just play 4 of these. But these are still good enough that if we draw them late, we're likely going to get to attack for an extra 3 damage on top of what this is doing. So yeah, we love this a lot. Lands are simple. We're going 20 mountains, 2 Sekinzan. I would argue that we may not even need to be playing 2 Sekinzan, but I do like the option of drawing it and having additional creatures enough that I wanted more than 1. But we'll see if we get tripped up on it, because it's possible that if we draw it and, you know, we already are mana light, so if we draw both of them, it's going to suck. But maybe it's worth the risk, maybe it's not. We'll find out. But as always, you all know what's going to happen. We're going to go play some games, and then at the end of the games, we'll talk about what we liked or didn't like, and, you know, if we have any updates or not. So y'all go watch the games, and I'll catch you on the back end of the video. Okay. We're going to rock and roll with this and see what we can do. Yeah, let's do it. Commando faces Kakazan. Boom. Can turn one of these into a 3/3, which is pretty neat. Unless they give us something we just feel we have to kill. Like that. Okay, at least we found something to put counters on. I'm going to use that to kill that. And then this works out nicely because we'll get to immediately flip this by playing it. Okay. Brian Comer, sure. Let's play this. Let's attack. Actually, if we kill this, it just gets exiled, so sure. So that seems solid. Alright, I guess the opponent's got something they want to put on this little flyer. A Hallowed Haunting. Alright, well, that's something to contend with for sure. Especially if we don't draw anything here. You know what? I probably should have cycled that card first. Because that could have made a difference. I am going to go ahead and do that. Discarding that. Well, that didn't change much, did it? Alright, opponent's at 7. I'm assuming they're going to end up with at least 2 blockers, but no, they actually concede. Okay, this one's pretty easy. We're definitely going to keep this. Yeah, this ain't bad. This is actually, I mean, we're obviously, you know, want to draw lands, but this is a solid start. Ooh, and we get a free pass to an automaton, which is great. I really want to play Lizard Blades next turn. I'm just not sure. Well, we could Lizard Blades and then put a Rabid Battery on it, right? That'd be alright. Oh, they're going to kill our Rabid Battery. Well, we don't get to do that now. That's no fun. Okay. This is a weird looking deck. I guess we at least do this. So we can't meat hook away everything. And then we'll go ahead and attack. If they block, we'll shoot the crab, right? They have to know that's what we're trying to do here. Oh, opponent? Really? Okay. I mean, I appreciate it. I would assume they would have just taken the 2 there, kind of knowing what we're up to. Okay. Well, we're going to Lizard Blades up something if we can draw land. Come on, untap land. That'll do nicely. That at least make you want to block, right? I mean, if not, that's a lot of damage. Okay. There is an argument to be made that we could have put the Lizard Blades on the smaller creature to encourage the opponent to at least take one more, which would have been fine, but they're just scooping there. Cool. We will keep. You know what's interesting? That last game, we played against 3 cards that were rotating, and we only played 4 turns. So there's going to be a lot of times. There's going to be a lot of cards like that. This is weird, huh? What do we do here? Like, it's weird that you kind of want to play like Ronin, put the Rabbit Battery on it to protect the Rabbit Battery, which is kind of goofy. I'm not excited about that. Rabbit Battery on Rabbit Battery means we just lose one of the batteries. Also kind of goofy. Like, I don't know. Honestly, actually, maybe we do that. Because it's either that or lose, well, nothing. This way, if they want to kill something, they're choosing not to take the treasure. All right, they did take the treasures. That worked out better for us. Yeah, now they have an eye twitch. That's fine. Okay, we're gonna go with this. And then we're gonna plus.
You know what's great at dispelling darkness? A blazing inferno.
And we're gonna play this duder.
A toast? I'd love to.
And we're gonna get in there. Also, here's something a little cheeky too. If we manage to get the Gold Hound down, we can actually put the Rabbit Batteries on it and get to attack with haste, and it has Menace. So that's a thing. All right, getting some beats in on old Chandra.
I'm done playing.
All right, how do we want to deal with this? Let's start with +1ing. Let's go with this.
Warning shot.
We're gonna attempt to put a Rabbit Battery onto it. And then we will play this. Opponent wants to Soul Shatter. All right. I mean, there's nothing we can do about that. Like, we lose Chandra. Like, I agree. Yeah, we just attack. And then we move this just in case they decide to sweep the board. All right. Loth. Sounds good.
Envy the strong, for they can. I will get what I want.
That is not what we wanted to draw here. That is the wrong answer, deck. Oh, well, what are we looking to do here? If we shoot something, we deal 2 to the controller. So what if we... trying to think through this here, if there's a better solution. Because I kind of want to use this to draw a card. But we may just have to kill Loth outright, which kind of sucks. But alright.
A setback, nothing more.
We'll pass. Not much more I can do with that, unfortunately. All right, they're not attacking, we're not attacking. Oh, okay. This is not terrible. So we can Gold Hound. And then we can move one of these over. So now we have 2 things with Menace, if we can find a way to remove a blocker. And then we'll just pass. Oh, yep. Deadly Dispute. Gosh dang it. Okay. Is what it is. Got the opponent down to 6. I don't know if we're going to be able to punch through the last. And again, we're playing against all these cards that Shambling Gas, Soul Shatter, like literally this whole deck. This is the first card actually that's going to be still legal. Somehow we're trying to beat all these things. We'll see. Not even sure what we're hoping to draw here, honestly. Yeah, I twitch. Yeah, you got more stuff. Sure. Alright, let's just draw the card. Okay, well, I guess if they sweep the board, we'll be the only one with things on the table. So that kind of benefits us. But I mean, we have to know there's either a meat hook or a blood on the snow coming. Yeah, exactly. That's not a shocker. Alright, GG's. Alrighty, we'll keep this. Let's lead with a good old Gold Hound. Attack with the Gold Hound. Oh, they might want to bounce our Gold Hound. Nope, the Gold Hound does not command that level of respect. Oh, they just had to consider. Well, maybe they didn't have a choice then. All right. Well, if that's what the opponent's up to, let's go ahead and do this for one. And go ahead and get some damage in with this duder. And while a meat hook hurts, we're okay with that here. Because we get to attack for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 if we want to. I'm good with that. They do not even have the meat hook here, so this is spectacular. Oh, wow. Yep, we get the best of everything here. Get to hit that up. Get to play this to make that 4, and then we make it 8 twice. Yeah, because they just have black open. Yeah, so as long as we just attack with these. Actually, doesn't matter. 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we have to do it this way. And then pump this. And that'll do it. Okie dokie. Keep it. Only downside of this hand doesn't have any removal, but, you know, we got a little bit of action going on here. So we'll take it. I have a feeling this Rapid Battery is going to have a sad, sad life. Especially if we keep just drawing lands to go behind it. Would you like to kill a Rapid Battery? Looks like no is the answer. Oh, because they want to get stuff in their graveyard. Obviously. Okay, so they want to be reanimating things here. We might be able to sneak past them if we're really, really tricky here. Yeah, let's go. What are the odds? We really, I was gonna say, really would like to resolve this.
I hope you like your hors d'oeuvres extra crispy.
I'm going to use that mana to put this here. All right. Looks like we're going to have some big 7/7 in play. At a minimum. No. They only have 3 different creature type or card types in the yard. Do we draw here? I'm just thinking if we get another creature. All right. Let's do it. See what we find. That doesn't do us any good, unfortunately. So we missed a point here. Tainted Indulgence, sure. Putting more things in the yard. And we can't really use this because we need to use it to punch past whatever they get, potentially. So it's a little tough. Wow, you know, actually, if the opponent was at... Well, it wouldn't matter because we'd just be drawing this next turn and it doesn't do anything. So, yeah, end the turn. Now, when they do get the slug back, we're going to have to let their ability resolve. Yeah, we know that's a thing. So... Stop during their end step. So that resolves. Then we get to do this. I mean, we're hoping to top deck something or else we just lose. So, I mean, that's all there is to it. Oh! Oh, that's good. Oh, that's so good. Alright. Then let's just make this its own 1, right? And then they block 1 and they take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. Cool. Let's unattach. And then we'll attack. Wow. Antagonize for the wins. Woo. Get it. Love it. Opponent goes first. Sounds good. We'll keep this. We get to play Ronin into Automaton, and then get to play Ronin and Flare, and then maybe not get to play Raiju after that. So we'll see. This is a reasonable hand where you can look and kind of see your whole sequence of how stuff is going to play out, so I don't mind that. Let's see what happens. If Casual Kevin is even available. Because Casual Kevin's taking quite a while. Okay, looks like Casual Kevin's ready to go. They kept. We kept. Aww. Okay, well, now we don't feel so bad throwing this away. If I were them, I might actually really consider blocking here. Okay. Now, we don't know what type of fight spells this opponent's going to have, and that is going to be the issue for how long Automaton lives, or how big we can make it in the meantime. But so far, things are working out according to plan. Playing Jetmir's Garden, so I'm not sure what this is just yet. They can play a land and still shock the Automaton this turn or next turn. So until we get it over 3 toughness, it's not safe from many things. It might even be dead right now. Nope, there's a Stormseeker. That's good, because we ain't blocking that. Yep, we're just going to take it. So it looks like this is just straight up werewolves. That is good to know. Unfortunately, we can't play that here, because we need to be able to kill that Stormseeker. So that's a little sad. And I think we kill this now. And get in for 4. Alright. Then we can play Automaton Ronin, or we could just get in with Raiju, see what's up. Maybe we draw another cheap burn spell, or maybe we draw another Ronin. That would be cool too. Automaton double Ronin. Be pretty spicy. Though they may be debating if they are truly werewolves. you know, whether they play Helana here. Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. No removal card for that duder. Question, though, is can we get away just going with Raiju here? Because that's a real question. All right, I think we do it. Well, I say that. Let me think about this a second. If we get in with Raiju, we pump this, so they're going to take at least 3. If they take 6, they go to 8. Then the next turn, we could pump this to a 4, 5. Attack with this as a 4. What's better for us here? All right, I'm going to take the safe bet, unfortunately. I wussed out. I mean, they're not going to block with the Piper, I don't think, which is why I think they're still going to take 6 here. Okay, that worked out to what I expected. Now, the only real downside is if one of the creatures they puts in here is a 6/6, the Tovolar's Huntmaster, because it comes with 2 bodies. If it's anything else, we're mostly okay. But if it's a Huntmaster, that's going to suck. And I say mostly okay because we can play this, turning this into a 5/5, turning this into a 3/3, attack with Raiju. That can be a 4/4. So that's a pile of stuff coming in, plus a 2/2s. And they're only at 8, so they'd have some decisions to make on blocking. Like I said, we're almost happy if it's anything but so actually or Arlen. Because Arlen can make 2 blockers as well and be a little bit of a nuisance. But we could just as well find a removal card for something. So we'll see. I'm assuming they have at least 2 things to put into play here. So what's the first one? First one's going to be whatever the biggest thing is they have. Oh. I see. So if you want to remove something, you have to pay the extra 2. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah. I dig it. I see why it took them so long. That's not a thing you would really be thinking about. But they will get to flip their Piper, though. And the interesting thing is, it does not benefit us to play multiple spells now unless we think we can get things out of the way. So now it's only worth it to us if... I was going to say if we'd have drawn another Kami's Flare, but we didn't. So now we've got some decisions to make. Well, it's in our best interest to actually just keep it nighttime for a minute. I think I just want to do this and then use the Sekinzan during their end step, I think is what we're going to do here. Or maybe just on their turn. I don't know yet. I mean, we're at 17. I don't think we have to block. They're at 8, so they're still at more risk than we are. And but who knows? They might just put 2 Stormseekers into play or something and just smash our face. Like, that could be very real. Oh, they actually can't, because that thing flipped. Never mind. So yeah, they kind of have to just do the work the hard way themselves here. You know, if we could just draw an Antagonize, that would make life a whole lot easier. Because then I just need... Okay, let's see what they do here. I mean, that's the one we really want out of the way because it first strikes. Oh. Really? Okay. Can we get out of this then becomes the new question. Okay. I don't think we have enough. It's going to be real close. All right, that's not what we wanted to see. All right, so when we play this, this becomes a 4/4. We attack with this, it's going to be a 4. So they block one of those, plus this is going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we might have exactly enough. Opponent might have left just enough shields down for us to get through. Oh, plus we get a point for the Raiju itself. We get 2 points there. So yeah. We'll just do this, because at that point it doesn't matter what they block. I mean, worst case scenario, they shoot a 2-2, block a 4-4, and then they still take 6. So yeah. Ooh, that was a close one. Okay, we're going to keep this. And we start out with a 2-2 automaton, which is kind of nice. And then we get to drop multiple rabid batteries behind it. So hopefully this automaton is going to be too big for the opponent to deal with. Not so much when they have those. Though, the one thing that does happen is sometimes they end up with a Vanishing Verse in hand, and because this is colorless, they don't get to kill it. So that could be real. That is not going to matter to this opponent, let me tell you. However, this is still pretty nice. We're going to go ahead and play this. Pump that Automatan. We're going to play this to also pump that Automatan. And then we're going to go ahead and shoot a Giada. Submit 0. Been there for lots many on this turn. And then if we get a land for this Raiju, this is going to be real nice. How's that for a start against Angels? That's pretty spicy. It's pretty spicy. Heck, there's a lot of things we could get on this turn that would be acceptable. Yeah, that was a hell of a game. Okay, we're going to keep this. Looks like the opponent already mulliganed to 6. Playing the gelatinous ooze sleeves, which actually has a really cool effect. I think we're just going to go with this here little gold hound to start. Let's see how the opponent feels about it. Let's try this. We have way too many lands to feel good about this hand right now. All right. Where is this game going? Is this just against Mill? If so, we're going to have to hurry up and draw some things. Nope, there is a Mirror Breaker. That is good to have for later, but let's not get too far ahead of ourselves here. Let's go ahead and kill that duder. Just to slow the opponent down a touch. All right. This old Goldhound's trying to do the work. Really, really trying to do the work. What you want to do, opponent? Go to attack step. All right. All the way down to 11 already. Sure. End the turn. And nothing. Okay. Not at all what I would have anticipated. Would you like to keep that? Or would you like to stop our voltage surge? I don't hate that. I'm not gonna lie. Please don't make us have to sack our Goldhound. Okay, I guess I'll sack my Goldhound. I didn't really want to, but you kind of forced me to. Alright, we got them down to 7. I don't know if we can close it from here. But let's see what they've got to copy with their reflections. Goldspan Dragon, that's a hell of a good card to copy. I have a feeling I'm going to need to draw like another Raiju or something here. Alright. Oh, really? Have we just drawn lands? Oh, we drew lands in one burn spell. Ugh, that sucks. Alright. Is what it is. Obviously, we're going to keep pumping up this big Raiju. mean, you're obviously going to copy a dragon, right? Yeah, I was going to say, nothing else makes sense there. Oh, they're just taking 5? What? Really? Okay. I mean, it kind of is the right play for them. They don't know what our hand looks like, but like, otherwise, that's a very bad block. It just works out for them because we only have lands in hand. Yeah, we can't do anything about that anyway. I mean, gain your 5 life. I mean, actually, they'll gain more than that. Yeah, we're dead anyway. We ended up not having the burn spells to kill them, so... Yeah, that's weird. Okay, we'll keep it. Only keeping it because we have a fair amount of removal here, but otherwise, opponent's saying GG's. Alright, well. Jukai Naturalist. Well, we're gonna do what we can to kill old Naturalists. We don't like Naturalists just hanging out here. However, I like the cards I have access to, so let's do this. And then let's do this. Even though having something that hits for 4 is better later, I wanted to get some things so we can at least start trying to apply pressure moving forward. Any chance we could draw some lands, deck? That would be the trick here. Because unfortunately, this means now I can't really do much. Because I was hoping to be able to play this Rabid Battery, but we drew the new one. I mean, yeah, we just attack. Then we end the turn. We let them try to cast that, and then we kill the enchantment spell. Whenever you play one, it's going to become a 3/3. Alright. Seems fine. Do we want to kill that, or do we want to kill the Runeforge champ? That is a real question. I guess we have to try to kill that, even though they're going to get to put it back in their hand. Because an enchantment went to the graveyard. Does that not work that way? Put your grave from the battlefield. I thought it just went to the graveyard. Well, that changes many things. Okay, we're gonna try to maximize our damage here. We know they have enchantment-based removal that can probably get rid of a Raiju, but so be it. We've got haste creatures, we got antagonize. We're just trying to get it done here. Sure, they're gonna gain some life, and we're just gonna have to deal with it. We're not gonna like it, but it is what it is. Come on with it, opponent. Yep, keep loading them up. As ugly as this is, I think this is a race we still might be able to win. Ooh, interesting. Do we just play Chandra +1? Do this. Put a counter on it. Get in for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? Or if we don't do that, we could play battery. Get in for the same amount, basically. But we would draw some attention away. Yeah, I'm going to do this.
Without the sun, I'll light you. You're lucky this is a warning shot.
All right. Another Runeforge champ, sure. Which means they get to go through another cycle of enchantments here, possibly gaining a bunch more life. Now, if we can draw the right removal card here, though, we can even stop that life gain from mattering. All right. We knew Chandra was going to bite it, but that's fine. That was part of buying us time here.
Party's over.
All right. Do we finish the opponent here? We attack, we get in for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They go to 9. Yeah, all right. That's got to be it, all right? Plus we have the antagonize. That puts them at 6, and we've got 8 coming through. Is there something I'm missing? Nope. All right. Whew. Tough. We will definitely keep this. This is super spicy. If we attack for 2, then we play this. I'm going to do this, because if they don't put something in the way, we get to keep getting damage in early. Though, I guess it equates to the same amount of damage over a couple of turns. Maybe we should have played the other one, because then this Rapid Battery would have accounted for an additional +1 on an upcoming turn on the Patchwork Automaton. Yeah, I'll have to work that out while I'm editing, because I think it would have been better, actually, to probably attack with the Ronin on turn 1. But the opponent left shields down, so hey, doesn't really matter anyway. Get in there with everybody. Alright, opponent scoops. Ooh, this one's ugly. We have to mulligan this one. Even if we were on the play, I don't think we could have kept this. Yeah, there's just nothing to do with this hand. Ooh, we got both Sekenzins in hand. Alright. I'm actually going to scrap one of the Sekenzins, unfortunately. Don't like it, but it kind of just makes sense. Alright, and we drew another land, so that makes us not feel so bad about doing that. Yeah, Goldhound's a real Magic card, opponent. Aww. Well, I mean, I guess the plus side is this thing didn't get killed, right? So that's something. I mean, it probably will also, but at least we're forcing them to do some things. Does this mean they're playing Sorens? I bet it does. They're a big Soren fan. We're probably going to see that. Or a Loth. Yeah, again, see, like, we're playing against an opponent who has already... We're going into our third turn. We've already seen 3 cards that are going to be rotating. But, you know, such is life. We know what we're doing. We know the risk. We attack for 2. They're obviously going to play that next turn to kill this. The problem here, though, is we can't play more than 1. Because then we make Meat Hook just a much better option over even playing that. Yep. You got it. Do we try? Alright, let's do it. No idea if this is going to work. I mean, probably have Infernal Grasp or something here. Actually, I say that. Well, I don't know. Well, they didn't have Deadly Dispute, so that's kind of good, I guess. They got 3 cards in hand. 4 now. I don't know. They could be anything. I mean, generally, they could be Renin 7s. It could be Loths. I don't know. Binding of the Old Gods. Like, there's a billion good cards it could be right now. Shakedown Heavy was not on the short list. Like, not gonna lie. Wasn't on the list of things I was thinking. Okay, so this gets kind of interesting here, because we don't necessarily want to run this out just yet. But this is actually really spicy at being able to kill a Shakedown Heavy when it blocks. So I think I'm going to lead with this. And there is a very interesting thing here, right? That one, it's pausing, which means they have some type of action. But we could put this on a Thundering Raiju and see if the opponent is interested in trying to block the Raiju. Because now when we attack, the Raiju becomes 7. So do they have the kill card or not? Looks like no. You take 9, they go to 10, but then if the shakedown heavy, I mean, now that we see the heavy, there's a good chance that one of the things in hand is fight rigging, right? Okay. They thought that was a little too much to take, and I don't blame them. They're going to March of the Wretched, so they're going to do an additional 1. Well, now we have to use this to keep it alive, because now they're telling us their hand's pretty bad. Yep. Now they're saying they don't have a way to get rid of the Raiju. And that's important. Yep, Takenuma. Gonna get something back here. Get a shakedown heavy, sure. That's gonna be ball game then, because we got this bad boy, and we know their hand's empty. We're gonna go ahead and give this double strike. And then we're gonna get in there, pump this all the way up. Oh, yeah, it's gonna be exactly. I thought I did my math wrong, but yeah, it's exactly enough. Okay, we get to go first, so we will definitely keep this. This is actually really good, because we get to come out on 1. Turn 2, we get to play Automaton. Turn 3, we get to make a 4/4 Automaton and have a 2/2 and a 1/1 we get to attack with. Potentially. There'll likely be blockers in the way. But then if we draw land, we can have the Gold Hound plus our land to play a Raiju, and off to the races. Now that I just created Magic Christmas Land, obviously none of those things are going to happen. Because that's how it works, right? Like the best laid plans, as they say. Let's see what we got. Okay, that's actually not bad if this ends up being Boros Aggro. Because they're not going to have a ton of answers for our Automaton once we grow it. So that's pretty nice. Alright, Adversary. I'm not blocking here, so you get a freebie if you want to attack opponent. However, this is going to be a rough turn for you. Just letting you know. And we found that extra land we needed to go with our Gold Hound shenanigans. And we actually get to play this, so this is just a pile of damage. Yeah. Get it. Boom. And then we have Raiju next turn. Ooh. Ooh. This is so good. Yeah, I don't know what the opponent's plan is here. I mean, you could remove an Etchings. Oh, Sunrise Scout. Yeah, that's not even close to scary here. Ooh, if we can draw a land and have a backup Raiju, that'd be great. But, yeah. We're going to go get in here with this. Yeah, there you go. All right, so, yeah, not a huge surprise. This deck is still legitly very good. Matter of fact, I think except for one of our losses, they were mostly two decks that were just playing a bunch of cards that are rotating out. Namely, the mono-black decks and the black-white decks. Not a huge surprise. I mean, it's a pile of really good cards that you have trouble competing against. So, yeah, if that's the case, this means this is also a very good starting point alongside the Jund deck we played yesterday. If you're looking for something to play in that aggro space with red stuff, this could be very good because this is going to be a solid starting point going into the next set. You can get all these cards now, you can craft them, and know you're still going to be able to play them going into Dominaria United here in another week or 2 weeks. And honestly, you can play this on the ladder right now and still be very effective. I mean, we had some games that were done on like turn 3 effectively. We had opponents scooping on 3, 4, 5 a lot. We even had some resilient comebacks because of Antagonize. So yeah, this deck, very, very good. Now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Gadrick, the Crown Scourge. And the reason I'm going to bring this up is, one, this is a good example of a card that's just not at the right time, right? There was times we were trying to force this into play or whatever, and we just didn't have the right pieces. But if this existed, and the same time we get to play all this stuff from Kamigawa with all these artifact creature equipment things and whatnot, and things that are making treasure, like, Gadrick would have been really good. But unfortunately, it came out when M21 was out, and we didn't have a ton of things to make treasure. We didn't have all the creature artifacts, like, and just got to be a bad card that you were forcing too often, which is very unfortunate, because the card is actually kind of sweet, and I think many people wanted to see it be good, and it just never was. But even more interesting, why was I going to say reasonable? More interesting is that this card actually isn't a bulk card. You would think it would be a bulk rare, but it actually still goes for over $1. So yeah, If you have some and you weren't sure and you're going to throw them in that bulk box, be a little careful because they do have some value to them. I'm not 100% why, but hey, that's what the market says it is. Now, if you liked today's deck, please let me know down in the comments, but most importantly, check out these other videos that are also ready for Standard 2023, or what we're going to call Dominaria rotation. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.